What's up, guys? I'm Chris,
Sean.
and this is the Whiskey Noobs. Alright, so we thought it would be a good idea, because we're introducing Keith to whiskey. We started out with something that he knows, and then we thought, well, how can we elevate that just a little bit? And so we're going to the Jack Daniel's single barrel. So essentially, you can think of it this way. The regular Jack Daniel's, they're shooting for a very specific flavor profile. Yeah. And every barrel is going to be a little bit different, right? So you got a big barrel whiskey, right? And so they're shooting for a very specific flavor profile so that every time you have Jack Daniel's, you're having the same Jack Daniel's you remembered having, right?
Yeah.
So they do that through blending different barrels from Jack Daniel's into what you know is this flavor profile. And they're really good at it. So, I mean, like, the Jack Daniel's you had 10 years ago, it tastes a lot like the Jack Daniel's. Right, because those guys know what they're doing, and they're shooting for that specific flavor profile. Mm-hmm. A single barrel is just that. It's one barrel of whiskey put into the number of bottles they can get out of that barrel. That's the only launch of that barrel they're going to have. So you're going to get something that's super unique. It's going to be, every barrel is going to be slightly different. So one might be more sweet, one might be more spicy. Usually on single barrels, they give you a little bit more alcohol content.
And that one's 90.
Yeah, it's 47%. Yeah. And so 7% more alcohol than you got in the standard. This should be interesting. I've never had a single barrel Jack Daniel's.
I haven't either.
It's going to be interesting to see if maybe the single barrel just kicks it up a little bit, gives us something a little bit more interesting.
I've noticed the color change in that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot darker.
Well, some of it can be the bottle.
Yeah, some of it can be the bottle in the way that it's reflecting light.
Yeah.
You get a plastic bottle here. Or no?
Gotcha.
Yeah, plastic bottle.
And it's thin, too, so it's going to let light pass through.
Okay. So it may not even be.
Yeah, we've talked about that between us before, just Chris and I, about the bottle shapes and how it affects the color and stuff. And, really the way to tell is when it gets in the glass. And so it is darker.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely darker from this standpoint if you put it next to, port.
So it is, yeah.
So Sean and I here lately, when we've been searching for whiskey, we've really been looking for a couple things. We've been looking for single barrels, and we've been looking for higher proof.
Okay.
And so this is not what we would consider a high proof. This is kind of in the territory of where me and Sean consider kind of our minimum. 45% is kind of the minimum we like to drink. When you get down to 40%, it's just not enough kick in there for what we like.
Right.
But this is 47%. It's getting into that territory of where we really like to drink it. A little bit higher, exactly.
Yep.
And single barrels are really interesting because, again, once that barrel's used up, it's used up. You're never going to get another barrel exactly like that barrel ever again.
It's kind of unique.
Yeah. It is definitely, it's definitely darker. Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the case in a barrel. I thought that,
And so that's why it's going to bring a little bit more of a premium, because it costs a little bit. It's a limited quantity.
Right.
There's only so many of them.
That's got a good nose.
It does. Has it been? Cool. I'm getting. Go ahead. I'm getting fruit.
Yeah.
Dark fruit.
Dark fruit.
Dark fruit.
The darkest.
What you can't see is my wife behind the camera laughing because she loves every time Sean says dark fruit. But the nose on this one is much more interesting.
I don't smell nearly the spice that I had out of the original.
I would agree with that. It's not spicy for sure.
I don't feel that burn. I don't taste it as much through the nose.
It's a little more buttery, I would say, on the nose.
Yeah. I would see that.
You had to turn one of those into a cologne. Which one are you choosing?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Probably this one.
Yeah.
It's more subtle. It's not, you walk past me, I pass out,
Okay, so do you feel like it's the alcohol you were smelling in the first one?
I do.
Okay.
Because whenever I smell the first one, I smell more of a clear vodka kind of burn.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
On this one here, I don't get a clear vodka.
And it's interesting because the alcohol is higher, so maybe it's just that much more flavor.
I wonder what the aging difference is. I didn't look that up before we got.
I'm not sure now. So I wonder. I'm assuming all of Jack Daniel's is filtered the same way. Are they filtering the single barrels the same way?
We didn't do our homework.
Yeah,
you caught us.
That's interesting. That'd be something to find out.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough on it. We'd have to do a little more research on that. But
I tell you what, though, just based off the nose,
yeah,
this is more in the territory of something that I would enjoy. Just off the nose,
It does not smell like what I would consider a typical Jack
And
Daniels.
before I drink it, just off the nose, I feel like I would like it better than the original Jack that I've been drinking.
Yes,
I mean,
son.
honestly,
Well,
it just smells better.
Let's find out. Holy cow!
Give me another whole pipe. I felt it coming and I could not stop it. Now, folks.
So that's how the noob beats the veteran. Okay,
Well, you know when you drink something and you're like, no, don't go down there.
don't do it. Don't do
And
it.
I was like, not right now.
Was it like one of those? Why?
Yo, it was, I was like holding it in. I was like, no, it's got to come out.
Wow, that's staying in.
So,
you know,
Yes.
just so you know, I do the editing, and that is staying in for sure.
So, would you like to take you a sip of water and try another sip
I need
of
to
that?
because it is in my sinuses right now.
Do you need a break?
Yeah.
All right, so take a break. All right, so now that Sean's done dying, maybe we move on with the video. But Sean, I know you weren't really looking forward to the Jack Daniels, but you didn't have to
Ruin the whole thing.
Ruin the whole thing.
I mean, got to do what I got to do.
All right, so let's try this again. You ready? I don't want to be the first to speak.
I could. You got something, Keith?
Yeah, let's hear what you have to say.
Keith or me?
Keith, let's hear what Keith has to say.
Well, it has a. I'm not a very big sweet kind of person. I do not like sweets at all.
Okay.
And I tasted it, had that good burn in my mouth. But as soon as I swallowed, I felt a lot of sweetness in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't like the sweetness in it.
Oh, we just crossed off bourbon from Keith's list. That's the main flavor profile.
He might be a Scotch guy.
He might be, where we have to lean more rye.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Did you taste the sweet?
Yes, no, it's definitely sweeter than the original, for sure. It's definitely sweeter. It's not as sweet as some of the stuff that me and Sean like to drink.
Yeah.
We've got some stuff, man, that's straight up like cake candy,
some rum cast,
stuff, oh man, it's just delicious. And we might let you try some of that just so you can see what really sweet is. But yeah, it's definitely sweeter. I will say this: the texture on this is much better.
Yeah.
There's more oils in this,
more complex.
It feels nice in the mouth. That's what she said.
Oh,
Anyway, but no, it's more complex for sure. What's the price difference? Do we I know you bought smaller bottles.
It's probably about double.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so
it was
really.
Yeah.
Pretty
That was actually more than that. That was 30 for that, and that's not a
right. Sure.
Yeah, I mean it's not a full fifth, and that was I want to say $8.
Okay.
So it's more than double. It's
I mean, that's okay. I mean, flavor-wise, this has more flavor.
Okay, so you are picking up on it.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good with that. I understand that this does have more flavor, but for me, I think the regular Jack Daniels is better.
So far, you still prefer the regular Jack Daniels?
Because I do not like the sweet. Now I'll try it again, see if I get all that
He's got
sweetness
another flavor in
again.
there. Now I'll say while he's trying that, before I even got it to my mouth, I could taste the vanilla already as I was getting ready to choke on it the first time. But you're welcome. As I try it, it's not as sweet. I'll be honest. Is a lot that I've tried. It's definitely got more complexity than the regular Jack Daniels for sure.
I wouldn't be mad if you poured that for me.
No, I wouldn't either.
If I went over to someone's home and they poured me, and I would order that at a bar. I wouldn't mind ordering that. If you gave me the choice between the two, I would definitely choose the single barrel. And here's again, you're gonna pick up another one of these bottles. It's gonna be different. Yeah, it's gonna be different next time. Yeah. So that's kind of the neat thing about it.
Which is good because and that's not a bad drink. I'm okay with that drink, and I would drink that.
Yeah.
But it would be awesome to have 3 or 4 of those bottles beside of each other
Sure.
and try each one and see which one you like
Yeah.
the most. Just to see what a different barrel would give you.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
And that's kind of our dream is to take that Kentucky bourbon tour, which you're welcome to come with us. And,
Yeah, definitely.
And get some different,
Yeah.
things like that.
I
where we
think,
can-
that'd be a lot of fun just to see the experience and the different tastes you get. Because I never would have imagined those two whiskeys having completely different
Right, because they're
flavors.
coming from the same distillery.
Yeah, I never would have
And the
thought
thing
that.
is, these barrels they're using, now keep in mind, they're using these for single barrels, so they're never making it into the blend.
No.
Right.
And that could be something, too. It could be that these single barrels, the reason
what
they're
they
making into
use.
this product is that they're not matching the flavor profiles they're looking for to make their blend with.
Yeah.
Makes so much
And so
sense,
this
yeah.
is an option for them to be able to, sell and market that material. So I'm thinking that could be something that's happening there. But for sure, in my opinion, and I could totally get that you appreciate this more.
Same.
I like the
Yeah.
single barrel. It's not
Yeah.
bad at all.